Welcome to Variant One Shot. As you can see, I'm not on my normal one-shot set, and that's because today is a very special one-shot because I was able to chat with writer Al Ewing, who's writing the new Contest of Champions comic book. And I also got a chance to talk to Marvel Games creative director Bill Rosemann, who of course is one of the main people responsible for the Marvel Contest of Champions mobile game. So let's see how this comic and game coexist with one another. We're at New York Comic Con with Al Ewing. Now, we gotta talk about it because we're standing right in front of it. Contest of Champions. Obviously, it was a game, but now it's a book. What's that all about?
It's a game and a book. They're merging together. What the Contest of Champions comic is, it's almost like a bridge between the game and the kind of the larger Marvel universe. Okay. Because it's like the game and the comic connect up in that you've got characters who are making their debut in the comic and making their debut in the game.
Really cool.
Like Guillotine here.
Okay.
And you got Joe Fixit as well. And then the comic, it's not walled off. It's in continuity. It's like it's part of the larger Marvel universe. What happens in Contest of Champions is going to have an effect.
Really cool.
And at first that'll be little things, small things.
Right.
If you were to read all three of the books I'm doing, you might start to notice a couple of little things going on. If you were to keep reading Contest of Champions, the effect it has on the world, it's designed to get kind of bigger and bigger. It's designed to be more and more noticeable.
Okay, so new characters. So
yes.
What are some of the new ones that you could talk about a little bit?
Well, Guillotine, we wanted to do a kind of international sort of heroine. We kind of picked France as a place to sort of have her from. Okay. And she ties into sort of French history. Okay. Because what it is she's got this magic sword, this kind of demon sword. Uh-huh. This kind of almost this bloodthirsty weapon that she's got to sort of keep under control. Okay. But she's inherited that sword through like all the generations of her family since it was found in kind of during revolutionary times. Basically, so if you go back 50 years, if you go back like 100 years, there's a different person in the guillotine costume wielding the sword, using it in a different way. Some of them have been crime lords, some of them have been like heroes, soldiers, spies. There was a guillotine during Bloody Week. Okay. There was a guillotine in the Paris communes. Right. World War II, a guillotine fought for the resistance. So you've got all of these different iterations of the character. Right. So we're not just introducing one character, we're introducing a whole history, a whole kind of thing in this.
We're at New York Comic Con with Bill Rosemann,
creative director at Marvel Games.
Yes, all the fun stuff. So clearly we're right in front of Contest of Champions. For people who don't know, tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, Marvel Contest of Champions is a free-to-play mobile game made together with our friends at Kabam. And it's an ultimate fighting experience where all-star heroes and villains have been kidnapped from Earth by the nefarious Collector. Oh, curse him.
The Collector.
And they're being forced to fight, and they're all after a mysterious element called ISO 8. So here's the idea behind the comic. You said, the game's doing awesome, everyone loves it. Right. Like, could there be a comic inspired by it? Right. And we said, you know what, let's not do just an adaptation. Okay. So if you just do an adaptation, if you've played the game, then you know where the story is going, right? Right. So we said, we just want to be inspired by the game, and we want to make sure that the story is real, like it's not a what if. It's happening in the 616 Marvel universe. Exactly. And it is the first ever monthly ongoing series inspired by one of our games. And we are so lucky to have the great team of Al Ewing and Paco Medina. Al's writing it, Paco's drawing it, and they're knocking it out of the park. And we even have these variant covers by Gabriel Frazera. Classic Eddie Brock, Venom is in the game. Joe Fixit, the dark persona of the Hulk from another alternate reality, he's in the game. And all these characters from these other worlds are fighting for their very existence. Right. So it's on the heels of Secret Wars, where you had all these great characters from alternate realities. They're actually now here in 616 fighting to exist. Super cool. So that's what's going to happen. We're going to have characters in the game, in the comic, and then when the time is right and the planets align, you will see the characters from the comic go into the game. Very cool. Well, Bill Rosemann, Contest of Champions. Check out the comic by Al Ewing. Thank you very much. Thank you.